Hi, and welcome to Wine Australia's video series, Reading Between the Vines. Throughout this series, you'll hear from grape growers and winemakers about their experience using ag-tech. We'll hear stories about the cost-benefit, their engagement, and the outcomes engaging with technology to help them grow more sustainably and more profitably. So, let's jump right in. Welcome, and we're here today at Beach Road Wines with Matt Cooper from D3Ag and Tony Hoare from Beach Road Wines. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you today?
Well, thanks, Dave.
Great, thanks, Dave.
Good. Thanks for coming down. Wanted to specifically talk about the Arable Mark II, which is a weather station that we see being used in viticulture and agriculture a lot more these days. We'll start off, Matt. Perhaps if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, Dave. Well, I've been involved in supplying technology to the agricultural and viticultural sectors for just over 5 years now. We've been around since 2018. We started when Arable over in the US approached one of our directors to trial an early generation of the device in Australian conditions, and we found that it was a very unique product, and we decided to form a partnership with Arable.
So what is it about the Arable Mark II that's unique?
It's an all-in-one device, IoT device. So we try and deliver as many measurements as we can, ones that we think matter in a vineyard, right? So everything related to long-term climates, day-to-day weather.
And Tony, let's talk about this from a grower's perspective, but firstly, a little bit about yourself. What's your background and what do you do?
Well, I've been in viticulture for a while now, and I operate as a freelance viticulturalist these days. With my wife, we have Beach Road Wines, and we have a cellar door in McLaren Vale and a small vineyard. But a lot of my interest in technology such as the Arable is centred around my advisory service, which I have for vineyards, and I have a great interest in technology that's on the horizon and its practical uptake in vineyards. I found Arable through my own searching, and I got in contact with Matt, and I've been using it now for close to 2 years. It looks like a toy, but it's got a lot of sensors which are really usable, and it's in a neat package. It's robust, it's a 2-minute installation, it's a beautiful design and a really high quality product, which is very useful. Having that connectability to your phone as well means that you don't have to interpret the data, you don't have to make a spreadsheet like we used to in the old days of Met Bureau information for working out planting for future vineyards and so forth. You actually have the information there, so you can look at it, you can use it immediately, and it also keeps historical records. The records are being created for you. You don't have to do that manually anymore, which is fantastic.
What are some of the examples that you've seen in having this data in real time that you can apply directly to the management of a vineyard?
Well, the immediate ones would be having the ETO information, so for working out irrigation budgets, so having that ETO information specific to a variety and a site is really valuable, because before that we were just using generalist information for a region, which is very broad, and it may not relate to a specific variety because there's difference between varieties and rootstocks and soils, as we know, and how plants grow. Having that specific information means we can really fine-tune our irrigation.
How is that data managed? Is that something that is easily accessible to a grower?
We feel that Arable data and the way that it's presented and delivered is it's very simplistic, and it's also very intuitive. We try and frame things in a way which gives us some information about, you know, a vineyard or a particular block that's useful. So we're not just simply, you know, delivering lots of raw pieces of information. We're trying to collate things together in certain ways to tell us something a little bit more meaningful about what's going on.
And the last thing I'd like to just discuss quickly with you about this as well is around sustainability. Again, Tony, in your experience, how would understanding your weather information and the data that you're getting, how does that feed into sustainability measures for you?
Well, if you use less water, you're using less power, because that's the main source of power usage is pumping water around vineyards. If you can take a soft option as far as pest and disease control rather than a hard chemical option. Most growers I know are well intentioned and don't want to have these inputs unless they have to, but having an understanding about how the vineyard responds again allows you to have that confidence to make decisions, to leave things out, to save on an input. And unless you've got an understanding, a lot of people will build fat into their pest and disease program or watering program, and potentially could be wasting resources.
Fantastic. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it, and all the best with the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Good on you.
Cheers, Dave.